Hey guys, Coach Mitch here. How you doing? If you're preparing for the ACE event for the Secret Service Super Interview, or even if you're just preparing for the normal process of the Secret Service interview, you need to understand something right now because this is where candidates who are strong can quietly get removed from the process. And it's not because they're unqualified. Many people think that, oh, well, I wasn't qualified. No, it's because you never understood from the start what this panel is looking for, what they're questioning you for, why they're even questioning you with the expectations they have of you. If you understand one thing, this is not a normal interview, but if you approach it like it is a normal interview, you're going to fail, guaranteed. I've been doing this for many years. I understand how this works. I know what they're looking for. I've been doing this for many, many years. I know how to ask you the right questions that they're going to ask you. And then the hard part, we construct your answers in a way that they understand what you're talking about. So the first point is this: most of you who get in here think it's a talking interview about giving good answers. That counts in the civilian interview, the civilian arena. Those are great, right? In the civilian interview, you got to give those good answers that they want to hear, maybe give you a smile and say, yeah, okay, I understand that, I get you, right? Some civilian interviews are to the point where it's almost like two friends are talking, and so all the professionalism is removed. Have you experienced that before? I know I have, right? It's very kind of a feel-good type thing, not really an interview, but maybe two old friends chit-chatting, where you can impress by saying, I went to this college, I got this degree, I have this GPA. You're not going to impress these guys at the Secret Service Super Interview, not at all. It doesn't mean nothing to them at all. What matters to them is about how you think, not how you sound. Understand? How you're thinking about things, not how you sound. Because in the super interview, we are evaluating, I know I am, I know they are, judgment, not storytelling. I don't care about that. We're looking at the judgment within the story, right? So we tell a story, that's for like a civilian type interview. I did this, da, 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 da. They're not looking for judgment, decision making, emotional maturity, mission focus. That's just half of what I look for. Anyway, they're not looking for that. They're looking for things about your story, how fun it was, how engaging it was. The Secret Service Super Interview questions, each question has a design with weight on each of your answers, of course, right? Number two, I do this a lot to my clients because this has been a big help for them in their process. I make sure I evaluate their judgment under pressure. Yeah, my questions are designed to keep pressure on you throughout the whole answer you got to give me, because I want you to understand that we want to see how you answer things under pressure. Why is that? Because I know when you go to the actual interview, they're going to give you, most of the questions from them are going to be just like that. Now, I'm not looking for, nor are they looking for perfection. That's not what they're looking for. They, like me, want reasonable, controlled decisions. They want to hear about how you would handle it without hesitation or overreaction. Because those are fail signals. It means you probably don't know what you're talking about, right? This comes out of the wash as we go through the training and the repetition, the refix, repetition, the edit, repetition, the edit, repetition. I say that a lot, but there's a lot of things. When I do the interview with you, the coaching program, right? Yeah, we are on Zoom for sure. But there are a lot of events that go on underneath the Zoom, meaning that we email back and forth in between the meetings. It's a very intense program. And the reason why it's intense because I am making champions. I have 58 clients last year go through for the last year. Every single one of my clients for super interview passed. I had 12 in January go down to the ACE. They all passed. 9 in February went down to the ACE. 8 passed. The 9th did not pass because of the APAT, not because of the interview. This is a very intense program. Now, number three, sometimes people think because they have the badge, they must show aggression. Aggression is going to hurt you. Aggression might work for the standard LEO type interview, right? What would you do? No, right? This isn't about that because aggression doesn't show authority. Aggression shows a whole different ball game because aggression thinks we think you want dominance. We don't want that. We want you to show control. A lot of times people who come to me, the first question I ask them, they go to escalation and they do it too quickly, which shows poor judgment. Look at YouTube sometimes. You see people in uniform going right for the action before the brain kicks in, right? Meaning they're trying to get down to the hands-on without figuring out the reason, the why, the what, the when, the where, right? The Secret Service is not known for that. So in the answer I teach you how to show calmness and control of yourself, because this equates to what? Professionalism. They know this is what a professional person does. They're calm and controlled. They're not going to go hands-on quickly. This is for YouTube, for people who are not a Secret Service. Secret Service is known to think first and then act second. They're not known to just, oh my God, and jump into stuff, you know? They are thinkers. Many of them are that way. This is why you don't see them on YouTube doing dumb things, because they don't do that. Number 4, of course, is the biggest mistake I see for my clients is that the civilian mindset is getting you guys removed. You're just getting knocked out instantly because you're not understanding that, you got to understand is that you got to assess situations. You have to maintain control of these situations. You have to think proportionate to the action that's happening. Those are all things we're not trained for as civilians. This is why we do so well in my coaching program, because I teach you that how to stop answering like a civilian and how to understand that what they're looking for is for somebody who gets a Secret Service way of answering things. Now you're probably thinking, well, that's not fair because I'm a civilian. It is fair because now you know what's going on. Now you need to get ready for it. No one's gonna hold your hand. If you're not ready, you're not ready, right? They got thousands of people they can decide from. If you're one of those who just trains like a civilian for the interview process, then that's on you. It's not on them, right? Another thing too is this, guys, that you need to understand this. These panel here, they're deciding pretty quickly about you. Within the first 1 or 2 questions, they kind of know what's going on, because the impression, right? I get that too in my coaching program. I can always tell my champions, right? When it comes to Secret Service, you guys come to me ready to go. You're hungry for the information. You're hungry for the knowledge, and it's really good from the start. However, of course, the Secret Service panel deals with all sorts of folks, right? So we don't know what they're dealing with, but they know pretty quickly who's going to pass and who's going to fail, right? So what do I mean by that? Well, people know in my program, I look for tonality. That's a big deal, okay? I look for confidence and control early in my coaching program. That's critical, of course, to me. I look for rambling early, like people start rambling the questions out to me, and then I start to get those things right? I start to show, okay, well, stop rambling because that tells me you don't know what you're talking about, which is fine, right? We're gonna get to the point where you do know what you're talking about, understand? Another thing too, you guys, last one I'll tell you that you guys think that good answers are great. Good answers are not good enough. You can still say the right thing and still fail this interview. You say, well, how can that be? Because they're looking at your composure, the thought processes, if you understand the mission, right? Looking at your decisive abilities, right? So they're not hiring answers, they are hiring judgment. I say it so many times in my coaching too. They're hiring you for judgment. That's what they're looking at, okay? They don't want machines, they don't want robots, they're gonna hire you for your judgment. So you guys, if you're preparing for this interview, I want you to understand this. This process is designed to filter out people who think they're ready. Yes, who think they're ready from those who actually are. My people go to interview, they're humble. They know the game already, what they're gonna do, and the game plan in their head already. They understand the practicing we've done over many, many times, and they deliver because they've been through it many, many times. Practice does make perfect. That's the truth. You go there with your civilian mindset, doing your civilian type answers, and you're not going to pass the interview. You're not going to do it. If you don't train through these scenarios appropriately, you're going to walk into there's a big disadvantage. They're going to just knock you right out of there. If you want to be fully prepared for this process, I put the links down below. I work with you guys one-on-one to get you ready for this exact interview times 7 years, times 11 hours a day. I know what I'm doing. This is my cup of tea. This is what I do all the time. I have this down pat. I can show you how to do it. One thing I ask you though, careful that 1 or 2 day or 3 day hiring coaching requests. Don't do that. Prepare yourself. This is a life-changing event. You should have at least 7 to 10 days to prep for this interview. Can we do it sooner? Yeah, we can. But think about that. If you're serious about this, give yourself time to learn the process I teach. Don't walk in there like a civilian. Walk in there smart. Okay, you guys take care and have a good day. Bye-bye.